There, Quinault is likely to be Bet Ebor. Wide across the course, single bank of 22 stalls, they leave them. French Master was slow by about 3 lengths or so. Wider out ascending presses on, Siege of Troy, Queenstown closer to the running rail with Al Mosher as they all settle down. So Al Mosher, Queenstown, One Smooth Operator ridden handy. Hip Hop Lamar is significantly closer than 12 months ago. Ascending in the stripes, Majestic Warrior, then comes Enemy. Raiding back to the next little bunch, we've got Fleetfoot. French Master, after missing the start, is being kept wide to try and recover some of the ground. Midfield for the likes of Stress Free, Geharber's midfield early in company with Fleetfoot. Going back from the wide out gate, London City crosses to the rails with Charles. Subsequent's right towards the back as well. But it's Queenstown in company with Majestic Warrior. French Master is wider out as they race through the first half mile. Al Mosher comes next, and then Fleetfoot behind these. One Smooth Operator with Shadow Dance. Enemies on the running rail just ahead of Geharber as they now make their way to this little kink, and French Master's done a lot of running to get into that position. Leads the Ebor field. Majestic Warrior on the outside of Queenstown ascending in the stripes. Fleetfoot wide from Al Mosher's gold cap. Hip Hop Loire nicely positioned in midfield. Ethical Diamond gets a call on the outside of One Smooth Operator. The grey Shadow Dance and the maroon of Siege of Troy. Enemy comes next just ahead of Real Dream in the checks, then Geharber. The grey that's virtually hidden on the outside is Roaring Legend, then Yashin who's on the inside. Then behind these, One for the Gutter. London City on the outside of Stress Free, Charles, and last of all is Subsequent. So now in front, French Master has tried to drop anchor a near 13.5-second furlong. Leads the field by a length with Majestic Warrior. Queenstown slotted in on the running rail. Ascending, the pace has definitely steadied. Fleetfoot racing on the outside of Al Mosher's, casting the head from side to side. Hip Hop Loire options from there in 7th place, just ahead of Ethical Diamond, who's on the girths of his stable companion. Then towards the inside, we have One Smooth Operator. Midfield for the likes of Siege of Troy. Then behind these, Enemy. Real Dream is in midfield in company with Shadow Dance, Yashin Geharber, then Mr. Percy on the outside of Roaring Legend, and the back 5 or 6 on straightening a Stress Free. One for the Gutter. Then behind these, London City and Charles. Up the centre of the Knavesmire they head. The Ebor is the prize. Out in the lead, French Master leads Majestic Warrior. Ascending in the stripes, travelling strongly. Queenstown's Hip Hop Loire just behind the leaders. Ethical Diamond forced to change course as Fleetwood backs the near side rail. Al Mosher towards the right-hand side in company with Enemy and Shadow Dance coming with their runs. Behind those, Geharber from One Smooth Operator on the right-hand side. Shadow Dance, the greys move through with Majestic Warrior ascending. Enemy, then Al Mosher. Queenstown still front rank. Geharber comes next. Stress Free is trying hard to close, and then behind these, Subsequent. Now on the near side rail, Ethical Diamond moves through to press ascending. Then Queenstown, the Irish dominate again. Ethical Diamond under the near side, driven to the lead by William Buick, and begins to clear away. Ethical Diamond coming away in the Ebor and will win it decisively. Ethical Diamond for William Buick, Willie Mulins ascending on Queenstown, a 1-2-3 for Ireland. Stress Free, Real Dream, Hip Hop Loire behind those, Geharber, Majestic Warrior, Subsequent, then Charles, Roaring Legend, Mr. Percy, Shadow Dance, Al Mosher, One for the Gutter. London City never showed, Geharber, and all the way back to French Master. Just a moment where Ethical Diamond just had to change course under William Buick, who moved towards the near side, but eventually came clear to win well, ascending in 2nd place. 2 winners at the Royal Meeting fight out the Ebor, but it was Ethical Diamond who's been a real money spinner for Connections, and that's quite a wide margin win for a race of this type. Beats Ascending. Queenstown ran really well in 3rd for Ryan Moore. Then in 4th place is Stress Free. Any extra places? Real Dream is 5th. And for those paying extra places, Hip Hop Loire might be costly in 6th. Majestic Warrior, I think, just ahead of Geharber, 7th and 8th. But once again, from a handful of runners, the last 11 years now, 6-5 to Ireland, and they've had about a 5th of the domestic runners that have lined up in the Ebor.
An Irish route in the Ebor, a 1, 2, 3. It's number 1 for Will Buick. He'll be top jockey, you reckon, here at the Ebor Festival. He got him settled, Ruby, and he delivered.
He did, yeah. He got on the back of Real Dream early, Ed, which was a treat for him. We were watching it on the drone here. I was roaring at him, just get behind ascending, will you? And he got behind ascending and then got the gap as he needed it. Got through on ascendings inside against the stand side rail. And look, Ryan Moore was confident yesterday that he'd get the trip when I spoke to him. He stayed really well. And I imagine Francesca, he will be heading for the Melbourne Cup.
Great news, Ruby. Excellent. I will see you there, because he has won this emphatically, hasn't he? And I wonder what weight he'll get off the back of this. The Australian handicapper likes to assess them himself and give them a weight. But there, it was great to see how well he settled, wasn't it, Jason, from that wide draw? And then he was able to get a lovely smother into the race, just peel out, had the rail, had ascending, taking him into it. And then they went off and won it.
3 or 4 or 5 points, I don't know. Buick leading rider. He's had a brilliant meeting here at York. Up £8 for a demolition job in the Duke of Edinburgh, where he was arguably a bit keener than he was today. Up in distance. Thank you very much. And the first winner we've seen come up under the stands rail.
I know, it's interesting, isn't it? One of the horses I was shouting at home, I think I probably would have preferred him to be over towards the stands rail. That's how the race seems to have developed. But he's a horse who has got plenty of promise. It was just the keenness in the early stages, but he was actually not too keen at all today.
That shot there when they were going through, what a wonderful cover of grass, some virgin ground, nothing kicking up, perfect flat racing conditions.
I'll just spin you through the first 7. Sponsors were paying first 7. So we know the winner. Well done to the Mulins team. Another Ebor in the bag. Ethical Diamond wins the Ebor. Emily led up Ethical Diamond today. Second, Ireland with ascending. Henry de Bromhead, after winning last year, second this time around. Queenstown was third for Ryan Moore and Coolmore. Then in fourth was Stress Free, the first of the Brits, for David O'Mara. Fifth was Real Dream for Ian Williams. If you had first 6, it was Hip Hop de Loire. Weak in the markets, but run okay. And in 7th, it looks like it was Majestic Warrior. And here's Will Buick, engaging with the crowd, which we like. He's going to be wearing that leading jockey's armband. That's 6 winners on the week, and there is Emily in floods of tears. Her pride and joy is delivered in the richest handicap in Britain. Also in tears are the winning charity. There's a charity partner for every horse in the Ebor, all local charities, and MASH have won £20,000. Now MASH use volunteers in their Bridlington hub to support armed forces veterans serving personnel and their families. They've just got 20 grand, which will make a world of difference. To you, Ollie.
Yeah, I'm with Emily here, who's led up 2 horses in the Ebor, Absurd and now Ethical Diamond, and both have won. It is very clear what this means to you, but can you put it into words for us?
It feels so different. Absurd is my best.
Should we go over and join him?
And Ethical is my sweet boy, perfect boy, so gentle, so perfect. If you imagine a student who is very clean and easy, he has lovely cuddle every day. He's so sweet, and Absurd is the king of the kingdom, you know. It's very, very different.
You summed it up perfectly. Let's grab a word with the winning rider. Sounds like he's a very sweet boy at home, but he can be keen, William. How much of a job did you have on your hands to settle him today?
Well, you know, Willie was Willie said just we're drawn where we're drawn. You know, you're not going to get 2 or 3 off the rail, so, you know, don't bustle him early to get into any sort of position. Let him float along down the back, and exactly what I did. And he gave me a beautiful ride. I mean, when the pace stayed up a little bit, he did grab onto it, but I already had a tail to follow. And to be honest with you, I've never won the Ebor before, but I've never had a better ride in the Ebor either. So he got a good trip, and you know, when I asked him to accelerate, he was right there for me. So he's a very talented horse.
He sure is. Do you think he'd be a horse that would go well down under in Australia if that's the route they go?
I think he ticks every box, yeah, absolutely.
And how would you sum up this week for you? It's been some week, hasn't it?
It's been a great week, thank you, Ollie. Great horses, great week. York do such a great job, great prize money. They're an example to all the other tracks and everywhere in this country.
You're getting a big round of applause. You deserve it. Well done.
We often describe these owners, the HOS syndicate, as lucky owners. What fun they are having. First, Absurd 2 years ago, and now Ethical Diamond. Will he go to Australia? We'll try and find out. Matt will try and find out for us. 5-1 favourite wins the Ebor. Ascending was second for 12-1 for Henry de Bromhead. The charity that he represented gets $5 grand from York and the sponsors. And all the rest, the third gets 2.